Simone gets her happy ending, and Damon makes his return finally. A moment we all been waiting for. What's up, y'all, and welcome to the Lawrence Support Times broadcast discussing the final episode of All American Homecoming, episode 13. And y'all, I am going to miss this show so much. But first, I want to say thank you. I want to say thank you to everyone that has watched my All American content from All American to All American Homecoming. I appreciate every like, every sub, every comment that you guys have given me over this last year or so. My only regret is that I wish I would have started my YouTube channel maybe a year earlier so I could have covered the previous seasons of All American, because we didn't know all this stuff was going to happen with the CW. We thought that this thing was going to go on a couple more years, but I just want to say thank you to everybody once again. It is greatly appreciated from the bottom of my heart, y'all. But make sure that you guys watch this entire video because this is the final episode of All American Homecoming, and I'm gonna miss this show so much. I'm gonna miss Simone, I'm gonna miss Damon, I'm gonna miss JR, I'm gonna miss Keisha, Cam, Amara, Marcus, Nate, like everybody on the show. Hope I'm not forgetting anybody. But let's talk about this episode, All American. And before we get started, it'd be great to appreciate you guys get that subscribe button, like, and please do not forget to comment. Let's talk about All American Homecoming. So just some quick random thoughts about what I loved about this episode. I absolutely love how Lando is still and forever will always be that calming presence, that calming storm of some of the storms that Simone faces in her life. He's always speaking words of encouragement to her. That brother right there is different. I gotta give him his kudos for what he's able to do for Simone. I also love this so much. Keisha and Cam's dance to Avant's song, that was amazing. The choreography was amazing. Cam, Cam his arc has been absolutely amazing to see, from Crenshaw to being here now. He has been one of my favorite actors outside of Simone on this show right here. For me, originally, I did love JR when the show started, but it made my boy JR a villain. JR is officially a villain, y'all. I hate that so much. But what else I love? There was so much good stuff. I love Nate's story. They finally closed that up. He's gonna go out to be a great lawyer. Oh, Keisha ends up choosing herself, right? I don't think she's gonna end up choosing Cam or JR. I think Keisha just needs to be by herself, and that's okay. That's okay. I also was glad to see Damon back, of course. We love when he came back. So yeah, you guys make sure that you watch this entire video right here. But y'all, I gotta admit this right here. I feel like I didn't get enough closure from this series finale. I feel like there was some storylines that was truly still unwritten. And I knew the writers were going to do this. I knew that they was going to leave it up to our own imagination and our own interpretation about how certain characters should play out. And I hate that feeling right there. I mean, for instance, we didn't even get a chance to see Simone actually play tennis, right, in that final match. Like, what's happening with Nate in law school? Is the beef between JR and Cam going to continue to go on, right? And we didn't even get a chance. We did not get a chance to hear Damon say Simone Hicks. He has always said that a lot of times in the interactions, and I cannot believe the writers did not give us one more Simone Hicks story, one more Simone Hicks saying for the final time. Come on, y'all. Come on. You gotta give us that Simone Hicks. Like, this is one of the things I was waiting for. I just knew Damon was going to come back and say Simone Hicks, and it did not happen, and I was disappointed. That's just how I'm feeling about it. I feel like the series finale was a little bit underwhelming. That's to me. I was happy for Simone. Don't get me wrong. Simone got her perfect ending. it was great for her. But I felt like, and this is no disrespect, I felt like too much of the final episode was focused on Coach Marcus and Nate. I feel like those two storylines could have got wrapped up earlier, and they could have kept it on, I guess you could say, the core aspect of the show, which is Simone and the relationships between the other characters. That's just my thoughts about that. Let me know in the comments below, how did you guys feel about the series finale? Was it good? Did you get everything that you want? And also, while I'm on this topic as well, are you happy with Simone choosing Lando? A lot of people on social media I saw wanted her to choose Damon. Y'all let me know down in the comments. Let's talk about All American Homecoming. So we got a chance to see Damon come back. I was happy to see this guy right here. The show definitely felt different without his presence. I think we all can admit that right there, right? And it looks like he is the sponsor for baseball. He basically saved baseball with his signing bonus, right? And when JR made that announcement, did y'all see the look on Lando's face? Lando was happy at first, but he was like, oh man, I gotta deal with this guy right here again. Poor Lando, poor Lando. But anyway, we're getting ready to talk about Simone. Now, Simone is getting ready to prepare and go out on this date. Her and Lando are going to try to make it official, but we know that Damon is back in the picture, right? So it's going to be kind of awkward a little bit, just a little bit awkward. And even when he's welcome back home, I was happy to see this for Damon. You know, they basically threw him a welcome home party. And it was kind of odd between the interaction between him and Simone at first. And, you know, they both come together and they got that hug, but the hug just seemed like there was some unwanted feelings there. And when they finally got a chance to talk, you know, it was like, well, you know, Damon kind of felt some type of way, I think. He was like, well, I know that you hid the cancer thing from me, but you know you didn't want to throw me off my game, which I'm paraphrasing. But they both acknowledged that the separation did both of them good, and that they did go on to accomplish the big things at Brixton for him to accomplish his baseball dream. So I feel like there was still some unwanted feelings. We'll talk about more of those feelings later. But we do know Simone is prepping. We got Nate here helping her get her hair together, and she's getting ready to go on this date with Lando. You know, it's crazy how they saved the big kiss to the last episode, you know, unlike, you know, what we've seen All American, for example. But she's getting ready to go on this date, and Damon is still here, which is going to be kind of awkward. And Lando, you know, he does feel some type of way about it. I completely get it. I completely understand because of history that Simone and them had. And, you know, while they're getting ready to go on this date, Simone was looking absolutely incredible on this date. And while Simone is getting ready to go on this date, we end up seeing Lando, right? Lando is there, but he ends up seeing her talking to Damon, and he felt some type of way about it. He says, well, Simone tells Lando that, listen, me and Damon are nothing more than friends. You ain't got nothing to worry about. And she's like, listen, I want you. I want to be with you. I love you. And Lando's like, oh, wow, yeah. You know, I've been waiting to hear that for such a long time. But, you know, Damon's back in the picture. I don't know if I can trust you. I don't know if this thing is going to work out. And he ends up leaving. I'm like, bro, are you that intimidated by Damon being there? We know that they was there. You know good and well you and Simone have a good history. Why with Damon being there, why is that affecting you so much? Like, at some point in time, you have to trust your woman as a man. I felt bad for Simone because she had everything planned out, but by Damon coming there, he kind of messed things up, right? And JR even gave Damon the layout, let him know that, you know, things between Simone and Lando are pretty serious, right? And poor Damon. He definitely, I feel like he definitely wanted Simone. He definitely wanted Simone back, y'all. Now, we know that Damon and Simone are going to run into each other one more last time. And I feel like they both gave each other some words of encouragement. He was like, yo, kill it on the tennis court. She says, yo, show them who you are out there on that baseball diamond. And she says, well, what did you want to talk about? He was like, nothing, and I think he wanted to kind of pour his heart out to Simone, but Simone put everything together in the aspect of them basically closing that final chapter of their lives as basically just friends, right? But I kind of felt bad for him because he was looking around and he was thinking about all the things he's done at the school. He was thinking about Simone in particular as well. But that is the final chapter of Simone and Damon. It was a good run. But all good things must come to an end. And we know that, Lando is actually going to take his own advice. He's up there trying to give advice to Cam, right? And he's always talking about fear and blah, 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 right? He realizes that he needs to make it right with Simone. And he puts his hand over her heart, letting her know that I want to be with you. And it was very romantic, the hand over heart thing, and I love you and I choose you, things of that nature. And I was happy. I was happy to see that because Lando, I feel like I said earlier, I feel like he was just extremely intimidated for some reason, and not exactly sure but why, but I get it. But he's also there in the end. We saw Simone get ready for the match with Amara as well, and Damon. Damon. Oh my God, sorry, Lando. Lando was there to give her some final words of encouragement, hugs her, let her know she got in the bag, and we see Simone ride into the sunset. And of course, they play the Andrew Day song, Rise Up. That's going to get anybody emotional. Simone had everybody there rooting for her. The teammates, her friends, family, everybody was there rooting for her. And Simone, we don't know, but Simone goes on, in my personal opinion, to win that big match. Let's talk about Cam, Keisha, and JR. That entire love triangle in itself has been absolutely exhausting. Now, I appreciate Damon. Damon tried to give JR some game saying, listen, you and Cam, you and Cam, y'all used to be boys. So if you're going to prepare and go after Keisha, I think you need to have a conversation with Cam about this. JR is not having it. Like, JR is not listening to nobody. JR is headstrong on trying to pursue Keisha. And I was surprised that he wouldn't listen to his own brother. I'm talking about Damon here on that advice. But unfortunately, like I said last night on another live, there's a lot of men that are like JR. Like, they don't care about the bond y'all had, the brotherhood, none of that. When it comes to the woman, that's all that matter. And I was really surprised and taken back about JR. I felt some type of way about that. I'm like, yo, you at least gotta have that conversation. Like, isn't like Lando and them in KEK because of you? Like, I know y'all not line brothers, but y'all still brothers. Like, y'all still homies, right? And he ends up going to Keisha's spot, looking for Keisha, and Cam's there, and Cam's like, you came to the wrong spot. Like, that's still my girl. Like, it's still my girl. And it made me think about when Lando said to Cam, that dance that y'all had, it was still something there. You need to go back and get your girl. And I feel like if we had another season, I feel like Cam would have definitely made things up with Keisha. But y'all saw the way JR was standing at that doorway. He was looking on past. He was doing all that, like Cam didn't even matter. And at that point in time, I wanted Cam to put the pause on JR. But speaking of Cam and Keisha, now we know Keisha, she was going to do this dance, right? But her partner got injured, and we all knew this was going to happen. We knew Cam was going to step up and basically be the replacement guy, and they killed it. When they danced to Avant, that song, those dance moves was so poetic, and it reminded me of the ups and downs of their relationship. The choreography, they nailed it. It was absolutely a home run out of the park. Like, I just got done watching this episode one more time just for that choreography by itself. Amazing. But we do end up seeing Keisha basically thanking Cam, and Keisha also admits that, you know what? I think I need to be by myself for a while. There's nothing wrong with that. There's nothing wrong with you choosing to be by yourself. That's my thoughts about All American Homecoming. It's been a great ride. It's been a great show. I loved it so much because they shine a light on HBCUs, and I'm gonna miss this show so much. I just feel like we could have had one more season to truly close out a couple of storylines, but it is what it is, I guess. Man, I'm just in deep thought right now, y'all. My bad, cause I this show was so good to me. This show was so good. We haven't had a HBCU show that I can remember in quite some time. So just to see the dynamics of in comparing it to All American with All American Homecoming. Yeah, they have a lot of similarities, but they also had a lot of differences. So if you get picked up by somebody else like Netflix, yeah, I'll be watching it. But I don't think that's gonna happen. We'll see. We will have to see. That is my thoughts on All American Homecoming. Thank y'all for checking out my content. And as always, thank you for tuning into the Lawrence Report.